What's up, YouTube? What's up, Instagram? In just a moment, I'm going to say, what's up, Facebook? Let me know if you can see and hear me. Instagram, you are only going to get the first 10 minutes of this because that's all Instagram TV will allow. If you'd like to see more of this, join us at superstarseo.com/Facebook or on YouTube at superstarseo.tv, or figure out how to tell Instagram that 10 minutes is not enough to contain the awesomeness that is me. Anyway, we're going to get started in just a minute, but once you are on, let me know if you can hear and see me. And let me go ahead and turn off all of my distractions. And let's go ahead and spam this around the internet a little bit. This beginning part is always super exciting, I know, but for whatever reason, people only get, excuse me, the notification a few minutes after I've already started. So there's literally just me sitting here at first. So I'm going to have to work on that. See who we got on so far. It's like we got Jeff, we got George. Who else? It's my director of operations there. I told him I was going to put him on blast. Decided not to, though. Figured it wasn't professional. It's weird. It says there's like 6 people, but it only shows me a few. We got Amber. Greetings. On YouTube, we have Ashley. Hey, Chris, my computer stopped working. Can't edit videos anymore. Oh, that's no good. I'm not sure where you live, but definitely go buy a new one and let Uncle Sam pay for it if you're in America. Tax write-offs are the greatest thing ever. Not the greatest thing ever, but they sure are nice. Let's see. Don't be shy. What's up, Carl? Carl says, good evening, Chris. Must be across the pond. It's only in the afternoon here. Ashley asked, how is everything at Legiit going? So amazing. Jim and I were just talking about that today. It's incredible how far we've come in such a short amount of time. We just launched something today that I'm going to make a video about later because it's a little too much to explain live. This is going to help people figure out who the good sellers are and things like that. And it's really going to help encourage sellers to do a better job, and not that they weren't anyway. And it'll kind of make it more competitive, which will in turn lead to more sales for everybody. So it's really cool. We launched the SEO-friendly URLs this week, and we got some sick stuff in the works too. So I could not be happier. I could always be happier. I'm very, very happy with the way it is right now. one more minute while I finish posting this everywhere. And hopefully by then we'll have some questions lined up and we can start knocking them out. I'm in a very good mood today. I'm always in a good mood, but I'm in an especially good mood today. On Instagram, if you're not sure what we're doing today, I am posting a live Ask Me Anything. So if you want to catch the replay of this, because I can't do it live on Instagram TV, come check me out at superstarseo.com/Facebook or on YouTube at superstarseo.tv. All right, we are done posting this literally everywhere on the internet. Craig says, thanks for your friendship. Well, thank you, Craig. That means a lot to me. You're killing it. Thank you. Thank you. Not in an illegal way, just in case anybody's watching that might think that. But yeah, I think things are going well. And I think what you're doing with Legiit is awesome. Thanks a lot. We were talking about it today. We're very, very proud of it. And we're glad that people are enjoying it and benefiting from it. And it's only going to get better from here. Ashley says, do you think it's too SEO focused? How are you going to come out of that and become more mainstream? Yes and no. That's where a lot of the sellers are right now. But I can't really give out the plan, but I do have a strategy that I'm going to use, that I'm already using to attract people from other niches. But I don't want to say it's too SEO focused, but there's definitely a perception that it's an SEO marketplace, and we are working on that and have a strategy in place to improve upon that. But honestly, it's for the best while we were still in the growth. I don't know what phase. I don't know a bunch of business terms, but while we were still getting the kinks out of it, to just have something that I'm comfortable with. So yeah, that's a valid question. And you're right. It is definitely perceived as an SEO marketplace, but it won't be for long. All right, let's see what we got over on Facebook. Carl says, yep, UK. Cheers, governor. That's me attempting to sound UK-ish. I don't think that's a word, but it's the best British accent I'm able to do, so. All right. Sean says, quick questions, maybe not related. Is it possible to confirm a Google business listing with a P.O. box address, or is that a general no? I would say no. Is it possible? Maybe, but it's definitely not within terms of service, and I don't want to teach anything that's against terms of service. So don't do it, is basically my answer. Craig says, beacons are legit. I don't know much about them, but it seems like a popular form of marketing. Personally, they irritate me, but a lot of marketing is irritating, unfortunately. All right, Facebook is being quiet today. You're not going to let YouTube beat you, are you? Come on, fam. Thanks a lot, Iman, for adding that to my vocabulary. In case it's unclear, I'm not actually thanking you. I'm being sarcastic. Pro Marketer says, what do you do to increase sales on Legiit, Facebook ads, or Google ads? Do you mean as an individual seller, what should you do? Or what are we doing to bring more people into it? Can you be more specific? I'll just answer both. If you mean for us, what we're doing, we're having good luck with both. Oh, as an individual? Okay. What you need to do, direct ads, they'll work a little bit, like, check out my service on Legiit and just an ad. But what works really well is like content, whether it be, excuse me, a YouTube video or a blog post or something like that, and then run ads to that. So you're providing value, and I hate that term, but it's what you're doing. You're providing people with some value, and you're teaching them how to use your service and say, oh, by the way, if you want to get this done for you, visit me at boom. That worked really well for me back on that other marketplace. So make YouTube videos or blog posts, and then you can just do like a boosted post if it's a blog post, or you can do an actual ad if you prefer that, a dark post, or you can do YouTube ad. YouTube's a really untapped traffic source. So both would be my answer, but Facebook is probably easier to start with. As for who to target, I mean, you got to figure that out depending on what you do. But an audience, if you're just going to do interest and you don't have a customer list to retarget to and create a lookalike from, start with targeting stuff like Ryan Dice, Frank Kern, things like that. And then what you can also do, I lost my train of thought there for a second, is use SpyFu to figure out what like digital marketer or maybe Alex Becker, what kind of keywords they're buying, and like target those keywords as well. So those are some ways to do it. But what isn't going to work is just throwing up a link to your service and saying, click here to buy my links or whatever it is that you do. So those are the kind of strategies that work on that. You may want to check out my course, Legiit Freelancing Mastery. That might help you a little bit. But I'm also going to be putting out some YouTube content that'll help too. So hopefully that answers that for you. Ron says, what's up, Chris? What's up, Ron? How's it going? This is a fairly new computer, and it still has all that crap that they install on new computers. And Mac people, I don't want to hear it, by the way. But and every once in a while, one of those, it's been 30 days since this software, blah, 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 happened. So every once in a while, I have to shut down one of those things. And that's what I'm doing right now. Getting better? Oh, I didn't know you weren't feeling well. Glad to hear you are feeling better. So Instagram, that's all you get. If you want to check us out at superstarseo.tv or superstarseo.com/Facebook, or tell Instagram that 10 minutes is not enough for Instagram TV. See ya. Now the rest of you, your site is getting better. Oh, well, that's good. Good. Getting better is always good. Caleb says, what up, boy? I assume in my head that he said it with that accent. I could be wrong. That's good, though, Ron. I'm glad that you're making some progress. You're a worker, so you deserve. What I mean by that is you work hard, so you deserve the success. Carl says, I've caught your YouTube ad, Chris. Really well done, by the way. Oh, thank you. That was a nightmare to put together. Video production sucks. Now I've scrolled off the screen. Wish I could expand this. I'm experimenting at the moment. Insanely cheap. Just need to work on how to get them to convert now. The ads are so cheap. You can get like 5 and 10 cent views. And what tip for conversion is to change out the hypocrite here, but change out the ad a lot, because that way people will get banner blindness to that same ad. So you want to just change it out. You can say the same thing, but just shoot it from a different angle or something like that, and that helps a lot. Ron says, not perfect, but better. Just switch to closed.com on Google servers. Fast as hell. Oh, that's good. I'm not familiar with them, but that's good. I'm doing that case study in the academy, and I had them on that cheap Google server that I showed, not Google, GoDaddy server that I showed in the initial video, and it was an absolute disaster. I literally couldn't install the theme right. I couldn't install plugins. It took forever. So yesterday and this is why it's not a couple videos further along. Yesterday, I migrated it over to a Namecheap server, and everything worked like magic. So, boom. Caleb said that was about spot on. Good. You know, I thought about like an 80s movie, or not 80s, like a 90s movie, and how they would say it. So, you were probably like 3 in the 90s, but. Pay-as-you-go monthly fees, Google CDN, Lightspeed servers. Oh, that's a great deal. I really don't know as much about hosting as I should. To me, it's like a thing that I know I have to have, and I know it's like where the website sits, but like tech details on it, I got nothing. Somebody retracted their message on YouTube. I'm not sure why. One of the web developers I worked with before Jim was really obsessed with hosting and had moved my site over to what's that crappy non-managed one? DigitalOcean and ServerPilot, and I had nothing but problems. So don't do that. Rajat says Legiit is awesome. Thanks, man. That means a lot to me. It's only going to get better from here. It's just so nice. I'm so proud of it. I'm going to get emotional if I talk about it, but I'm very, very happy with it, and I'm glad that you enjoy it too. Ron says, how many of your sites switched on mobile first index? I only got the email about one of them, and it was a site I didn't care about. So it's interesting. And I saw in groups, tons of people talking about it, but I only got one, or at least of the ones that I really pay much attention to. Ron says, DigitalOcean sucks, took them down, took them 7 days to comply with the DMCA takedown. So is that what you ended up doing? Was having to do the $200 takedown? That's still ridiculous, but yeah. Oh, you did it yourself? I tried to do it myself, and I looked at all that paperwork, and I was like, nah, I might. And see, now Caleb's got me talking like that. But I was like, man, that just looks like a mess. So I knew I would end up screwing it up. So, but it's just such nasty stuff that people do. I honestly am to the point where, other than Legiit, even my own site, I don't want anybody seeing it, because I've had so many problems with any site that people see. Basically, it's very, very frustrating. I did that popular case study on Workhorse a couple of years ago. That site got hacked too. So I literally, if I show it on public, it gets messed with. And I'm really afraid that my clients are going to end up getting messed with. So I'm almost tempted to stop hosting stuff on my site. So it's not going to happen, but it's very frustrating, and people suck. It's basically the moral there. Caleb says, when can I get my Too Legit to Quit shirt? Dude, I thought you had this made. Just stick it on Teespring or Gearbubble and buy it yourself. Or if you want, I can add it to the store. And if you'd rather give me money than yourself, I will happily add it to the merch store. Also, I got to check out my rating now on Legiit. Just got another order and another email plus Facebook member. That's awesome, man. Caleb is a great example of taking action, because he's doing all the things that I've told him to, and it's already starting to take effect for him. So, and I don't mean that to sound arrogant and say, if you do what I tell you, then you'll have success. But, well, if you do, you will. No, but for real, and just giving people what worked for me, and seeing people that jump on it, like Caleb and Kirill and Robbie and some others, it's really nice. So, Rajat says, what kind of websites do you work on? I have some local clients, although I've phased out, excuse me, most of them. For fun, I like to build niche sites that make, $100, $200 here and there. But for me, they're fun because it's in content that I enjoy. Check out the video I made on that a week ago, and I kind of walk you through that. And then obviously I get a lot of clients through Legiit, not clients, but customers through Legiit. And I still do a few other odds and ends. So literally everything, basically. The only thing I don't do is e-commerce. And I guess technically I do that with the Legiit merch store, but that was more of a impulse than anything. I don't do much e-commerce. That was a long answer to a simple question, but it is what it is. I hate that expression. My kung fu teacher used to say that all the time, and it always bothered me, but it does make sense. I've been thinking about him a lot. He passed away recently, and it's been on my mind a little bit. So some of the stuff he taught me has been on my mind a little more. And the reason I'm telling you these things are because nobody's asking anything. So, oh, there we go. Caleb says, I thought that was illegal to take your brand name. Laugh out loud. Technically, yeah, it should be. But if you want, I can throw that up on the merch store that way. So, but if you want to get one and wear it in place of that Market Hero shirt in your profile picture, you would make me a very happy man. I'll throw it on a shirt and get it at the same time as my brand shirt. Cool. And Caleb, and this is all in caps, so don't think this is me. Caleb says, and listen to Chris Walker, y'all. Trust me. Just about done with my ebook, and we'll be running ads this next week. Sick. That gets, I'm only spending $50 a day on that, and I still get probably 30 or 40 leads a day from it. And if I was smart and did a follow-up email sequence like Becker teaches, it would work even better. It's like, who else we got on right now? Still got Jeff, George, and Caleb, Ron, Amber, Marie. Hey, Marie. Claudio. Hey, Claudio. And there's more, but it only shows me a few for some reason. And YouTube doesn't show me any, so I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to start babbling if I don't get some more questions. I am going to start putting out a few videos on YouTube about traffic. Not like search and click or whatever it's called, traffic, but like different ways to get traffic to your sites. I think a lot of my audience is, I feel vain when I say my audience, but a lot of my audience is SEO, and I think a lot of them ignore other sources of traffic. So I'm going to start trying to help with that a little bit. Claudio says, hi. Hey, Claudio. Let's see. Caleb says, I will somehow do a picture of all 3 shirts. All right. If anybody can pull it off, boom. Ron says, how complicated can we make a chatbot? Can I get it to give somebody an online quote for a service according to different responses they give me? I think so, as long as it's not a custom quote. And I could be wrong about this. And I'm going to tag Nico and see if he'll answer that for you. But I think as long as you have like a few fixed quotes, you can kind of drive them in a flow down to one of them. I don't think you can create a custom one on the fly, though. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. Claudio says, well, I have a question that I think asked you previously, but I'm sure you receive a lot of questions daily, so here it is. Haha. If I ignored it, I apologize. I get hundreds a day, and I do my best, but there's only so many hours in the day. Marie says, keep up the good work, Chris. Oh, well, thank you, Marie. Yeah, I think you could do that, Ron. I think that it's kind of like, I don't know, I'm a programmer, or I was originally a programmer, so this kind of makes sense to me. But like, you can just have it, you do like a flow chart where it takes you, if you get this answer, it goes here. If you get that answer, it goes there. And just work your way down to any one of like 3 or 4, however many quotes you have. So you could, I don't think you could do a custom one, but I think you could probably have fixed ones that you could drive people to based on their answers. Some of the templates that Nico has in his course get really elaborate like that. So yeah. And that picture of me that I'm seeing now looking up and with the 2 fingers, that's definitely going to be the what Facebook chooses for the thumbnail. Because of course it is. Claudio says, well, basically I'm receiving a lot of traffic from Africa, but it doesn't convert into leads. I already banned the whole content from viewing my website, but I'm still really receiving a lot of traffic since I appear on the first results of the country. How do I get rid of the situation? If you ban the traffic, they should just get like I don't know what the error message is, a 3.0 something when they hit your page. Like when GDPR first came out, I was doing that with EU traffic until I figured out how I was going to handle it. And they got, and you can't access this page in your country. I used, what's the plugin? SecurePress to do that. 503, thank you, Ron. I used SecurePress to just block the countries I didn't want. So that's probably what I would do. But ultimately, I mean, unless they're just bouncing off your site, there's no reason not to have it there. They may not convert into customers, but like at least you're getting traffic. And, I mean, it doesn't harm you in any way unless they're hitting your site and then bouncing right off. Stoogie1 says, what would you use to create a directory website for Rank and Rent or lead gen? Like what plugin? If you want to spend some money, check out SERP Shaker or what's Alex's? It's Directory Creator. Those are both really good. If you are on a budget, you can still check out Workhorse. The problem with Workhorse is it's not supported. So if something breaks or you can't figure something out, there's nobody to help you. So Christopher says you can use a CDN to block the traffic. That's what he uses. Yeah, that too. You can use like Cloudflare or something like that to block it as well. So And honestly, and from what you're telling me, I don't see why you would want to. Ron said the same thing. Block them at the DNS level with Cloudflare. So, Asuji, hopefully that answered your question. Those are the 3 I use. There's probably 20 of them out there, but those are the main ones. Surfshaker's been around since like 2014, so they're reliable, but I think it's gotten up to like the $200 range or so. So there's that. All right. Well, like I said, I'm going to be doing a YouTube series on how to get traffic from places like just other clever ways to use tools and traffic sources other than Google. I think a lot of SEOs don't think about that, and they should. And I don't even necessarily mean paid ads. So I had some ideas today, and I can't wait to go make them, to be honest. I love when I have something cool that's new to talk about. And I mean, I love SEO, but there's only so many ways I can say, you know, there's only so many linking strategies I can teach. So it is what it is. And I'm not going to be like somebody else we know and start making Star Wars videos on a business channel. So if you ever happen to watch this, I still love you. So much so that I just did finger guns. Michael Johnson says, keep up the good work. Oh, thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate that. You too. It's a strange turn of events, right? Michael is, I'm going to embarrass him a little bit here. He was my boss about 10 years ago when I worked for a two-way radio company. And we've stayed good friends and kind of progressed a lot. So it's good to see you here. All right. George says, do likes and views to rating a YouTube video on Google? Do likes and views matter to rating a YouTube video on Google? I feel like that views do. Like, you can't go nuts and like get way more, but I feel like if it gets a few views, if it ranks and it gets a few views, it's going to stick better than if it ranks and it doesn't. And I think it'll drop off more quickly. Likes, I can't say for sure. Ron says, does Bot Nemesis automatically block all the SEO tools? They said we're going to send me info to put in the plugin. It blocks the major ones and some, I mean, there may be new ones that it doesn't, but yeah, your Majestics, Ahrefs, SEMrush, Moz, all those it blocks. Amber says, can you tell us about the star ratings on Legiit? You have it in the beginning, but I had trouble getting on. I actually didn't mention it in the beginning. I mean, I did mention it, but I didn't explain it. I'm going to put out a video just for that later on today. I wasn't actually expecting it to go live today, but Jim and his team are better at things than I'm used to, so they beat me to it. But I'm going to explain somewhat how it works later on today. So be on the lookout for that. I want to be able to do that while I edit things, where I can edit things in case I say something wrong. Caleb says, throw that shirt in your merch store so I can give you money. Okay. The one that you made or the one that I have on? Because this is an old school one that I believe is on there. Also, of course, then you can promote it via the group. If you mean the one you made, I will absolutely get on that. Also, should I be putting my videos for my funnel pages and Legiit sales pages on other YouTube accounts than my main one so it doesn't kill my watch time overall? Yes. Even if it's not, yes, do that. Just make up a dummy channel and host it from there. So yeah, I think, I don't want to say, I hate saying definitely, but yeah, I think it does make a difference. Carl says, Chris, probably the most important question ever. How do you play that you don't know the power of the dark side at the start of your video? For those who don't know what he's talking about, over in the academy that you can check out at superstarseo.com/trial for $1 for 14 days. I do site reviews. Like, I was doing them daily, but then I got caught up, so now I do a couple a week. But at the beginning of it, I always play a techno or a dubstep version of the Imperial March that starts with Vader going, "You don't know the power of the dark side." And the way I do that is I have an Amazon, Echo that'll play it. So right before I start the video, I tell it to play it, and I pause, and then I try to tell it to stop, and then I go into the video. So that's how I do it. So you're making me either that or Darth Vader and I hang out because, funny story, if I ever have a son, and this is not a joke at all, even though you're going to think it's funny, I'm 100% going to name him Luke Skywalker. So there's that. I'm not even that big of a Star Wars nerd, but I think that's awesome. An awesome way to take advantage of that last name. Amber says, "Awesome, thanks. No problem. Like I said, they're just too quick for me, and I couldn't keep up." Caleb says, "Yeah, the one I made, laugh out loud." All right, yeah, I'll throw that up there. And I'll never not give you a chance to give me money. Alan, what's up, Alan? Alan says, regarding schema, and it rolled off the page. Regarding schema, can you overdo it? Yes, there is a schema penalty. Can you have too many schema properties on page? Absolutely. In your opinion, does schema help with ranking in the SERPs? Doing the local business schema is important for local businesses, and I think you should do it. So, yes. Yeah, it is, but don't, as the kids say, don't go ham. Have any new tricks for Google Maps ranking? Did tons of custom maps for zip codes around the client business. Starting to build actual Google reviews with MR, probably Money Robot. There's one thing I'm testing. I'm reluctant to tell before I make sure it works, though. Jordan says, what if it's a girl? If it's a girl, I don't know. That's just not going to happen. So I'm just going to assume it's going to be a boy. I may just call her Luke Skywalker anyway. Sure, she'll get picked on, but it'll be funny for me. The best part about having a kid named Luke Skywalker is that makes me Darth Vader. And by the time I have a kid, I'll be old and probably breathe that way. All right. Man, that half hour flew by. Felt like we just got started. In here. Claudio says, and it rolled off the page again. Thanks for answering my question, Chris. I already tried to block the whole continent with Cloudflare as well, but the traffic peaks were still there. So I did the trick, writing a little plugin in PHP using the geo IP location from APInotes.com to redirect them to another page. Anyway, as far as I know, there's no way to ban my website from search results of a concrete continent such as Africa, right? No, not that I know of. If there is, but anyway. Ron says, PM me what you're testing. I'm interested. Okay. I'll try to get around to that later on. I have a voice lesson after this and then stuff, but yeah. It's something that Jeff and I just discovered yesterday, so I don't really have much information. Ultimately, though, I think that maps ranking is going to get to where it's impossible. It's not yet. I'm not saying that it is, and I don't have anything to back that up. I just feel like they're going to get better and better at geo-targeting based on where you are, and it's going to get harder and harder to rank. I personally think that's a bad thing because if I need an accountant or an attorney or anything like that, I don't care if they're like 5 miles or 25 miles away. So I think that's bad. You don't seem too excited. I was just reluctant to say PM when people say PM me because I don't want people to start thinking that's a thing that I do. I don't mind doing it for you, but I just I'm afraid I'm going to get flooded. So that's why I seemed less enthusiastic. Yeah, I agree. That's another reason I want people to start focusing on other forms of traffic. George says, I always wondered, do you have a calendar of some sort with stuff that you need to do? You're busy a lot, so I'm really curious. A bit off topic. That's not off topic at all. This is anything goes, and that's important anyway. Yes and no. Well, first of all, we talk literally every day, so I don't know why you've never asked me before. But anyway, I have a big thing, like I have a, what do you call it, a dry erase board that has my big things I need to accomplish. And then in FreeCamp, I've broken that down to smaller tasks, basically the steps required to accomplish those big things. And I don't necessarily have a calendar like Monday I do this, Tuesday I do this, Wednesday I do that, but I should. But I do kind of have a timeline of what needs to happen next. The only problem is right now is Legiit is still it's still very new. So things come up that I don't expect. So I'm having to adapt a little more than is ideal. But yeah, the trick is to break it down into levels. Like get your high level goal, whether it's, have $2 million in sales this year, whatever it is for you. And then to break that down into chunks that you can do. Figure out what steps you need to take to get there and break those down into, I'm going to work on this, then I'm going to work on this, and then I'm going to work on this. So no, I don't have a specific, I'm going to do this from 8 to 9, this from 9 to 10. That kind of regimenting wouldn't work well for me, but I do have like a bigger picture version of it. So hopefully that answers that. Stoogie says, at least you won't name your kid Turok like some people did to get a $1,000 savings bond when the game was released. Wow, is that a real thing? That's insane. I had Turok Dinosaur Hunter #1 back in the day from Valiant Comics. I probably still do, actually. I had a chromium cover. I thought that was cool. Valiant Comics sucked, though. I never played the video game. Do you do blogger stats like Jeff does? I started messing with them since I watched Jeff's training. But no, I hadn't done that before and was only vaguely familiar with it. So no, I haven't. I learned from that too. So that's one of the good things about getting another type of coach on too, is that they're going to know things that you don't. Suji says 158 kids are named Turok. That's just sad. And for $1,000, like if it was $1 million, I'd probably go for it. But $1,000, man, that's like, anyway, that's terrible. No, Ron, I haven't really done them much, but they're really fascinating to me. Syndication and embedding are like some of my favorite things. So in SEO, not overall. I'm more tired than usual today. Yeah, Ron says they take a lot of time. Spend days making them, right? Yeah, I don't have the patience for that, to be honest. I'm going to get some one day. I'm going to teach somebody how to do them. Hey, Chris, what do you do when you do your 25 to 50 Web 2.0 blogs as part of your foundational links? Are those branded blogs or generic niche-related blogs? Talking is hard. Both. I do, like superstarseo.weebly.com, and that may not exist. So, but then I also like to do keyword exact ones like facebook.com/MyrtleBeachSEO or whatever. And then you can also do like generic ones as well, like just the SEO experts or something like that. So, but the main ones I like to do are branded and keyword. So that's what I do. Ron says, thank God for easy backlinks. Would have been doing it for a week. Yeah, that tool's awesome. YouTube is so random. I just got alerts from videos that got posted like weeks ago. Yeah, man, definitely do that, dude. Especially the keyword ones. I don't think enough people do that. Like Facebook.com/keyword, Twitter.com/keyword. Those are great links, and you're building relevance that way, and there's no harm to them. And check out Muktesh. He does a great job of that. So I don't think enough people do that. And I think it's really key. And then if you hit those with a PBN or two and like filter that, you'll filter that power through that relevance like a coffee filter. So you're going to pass on some trust and relevance and power. Hopefully that coffee filter analogy makes sense. Suji says, is it a good or bad idea to do Google stacking with IFTT in a directory website? Is it a good idea to do Google stacking with IFTT? I'm not 100% sure I follow. If you mean like a directory where you have hundreds and thousands of pages, yeah, it can help with IFTT syndication, but it's only going to do a few at a time, so you're going to have to drip them. So I think it helps. Other people don't, but I think it's worth it. Zip code directory. Yeah, just make sure you drip. If you do 40,000 posts all at once, there's no harm in that, but IFTTT is going to stop firing after a few. So drip them out, and I think it can help. Obviously, it happens a lot more slowly that way, but I do think it can help, especially with the indexing, which is the real fight on things like that. Jordan says, I think he means Noam. Noam.com is a great tool to check availability for branding. Yes, it is. I don't have them do it, though, because the price is absolutely absurd. Yuji says, thanks for the info. Thanks, buddy. Glad I can help. Ready? All right, I'm trying to think of something to say while the questions are loading back up, and nothing's coming to mind at the moment. I'm not going to lie. You know what you should do while you're waiting for me to come up with something else to say is go check out superstarseo.com/trial, and you're going to get a 14-day trial at Superstar SEO Academy, the greatest SEO training in the history of mankind, for $1. So I literally don't know why you're still listening to me and not going over and checking that out right now. So I was hoping there'd be something else to say, and there is. Which tools are you using for buy PBN domains? If you need to find them, I still use Register Compass. And even though Gregory Ortiz is my friend and he has that one domains genius, sorry, Greg, I just didn't like it as much as Register Compass, so I still use Register Compass. I have my one of my staff members that finds me some every week. So yeah, Register Compass is the answer. And it's really it has some things that are a little unintuitive, but I haven't found any that gets the data that it does. You know what sucks is they finally got around to integrating screenshots.com into it, so you can, which works a little better than Archive, but it seems like screenshots.com went out of business. So got to go back to using Archive to look at the old versions. Archive.org. I'm going to give myself some hearts because I need the validation. All right, guys, we've been here for 42 minutes, and I haven't seen a question in a while, so if we don't have any, we'll start wrapping it up. Thank you for whoever's throwing the hearts and the thumbs up and stuff. I appreciate that. Any updates for ranking and maps? I mean, not really. I mean, the same stuff still works. I find it takes longer and it's a little harder than it was, and there is that one thing I mentioned briefly that I'm investigating, but not really. I mean, the process hasn't changed much. I just think it's, excuse me. I just think it's, you have to be more you can't get away with being sloppy as much as you used to, and it takes longer. So Caleb says, got to get going here. I hate when it scrolls off the screen. Going here, but one more thing. I'm planning to create a one-time payment training on building foundation links, powering them up, syndication, and whatnot that has to do with foundational. Any ways, what general tips would you have for doing that? If you mean for creating the course, make sure there's a market for it before you put it together. If you mean for doing the links, that's kind of a big question. I think you probably mean for doing the course. But make sure if you can afford Kajabi, use that, and then maybe get the first few lessons in there, but make sure that people are buying it before you put a lot of time into it. So creating the content is the least important part of creating a course. So that would probably be my number one tip. What do you recommend for getting your maps to rank in wider area than the location that GMB is for? You just got to target those areas as best as you can. I don't know, and I really I don't have a ton of experience with that, to be honest. When it's like that, I just go for organic. So there's not a ton you can really do about that because Google's determined that that's as wide as they want to go. So it can be done, but not consistently. At least I don't know how to do it consistently. I've usually just targeted either a service area or a city, or a state. So GMB map embed on PBNs. Jeff said this works if nothing else does. Any insights? Whenever in doubt, go with what Jeff says for sure. I embed Google Maps on my PBNs, and I offer it as an extra on one of my services, but very few people take it up. But I think it helps a lot because it's powerful, and PBNs are powerful by their nature if they're done properly. And, it's Google likes Google, so I think it can help. And then you can even build links to it if you want. So I agree with Jeff, I guess. That is kind of the answer there. Lots of Google My Business questions today. Voice is very tired today for some reason. See if I missed any questions anywhere else. All right. No, we definitely don't want people building links to our PBNs. But I meant if you have your own is what I meant. So yeah, sorry for creating the course. Like video length, no, I just do whatever it takes to get it right. That said, I don't try to go over 20 minutes. And that makes sense. I will make sure and have a good amount of leads from ebooks, sales, Facebook groups, etc. Yep. Also, you're frozen on Facebook for me. Well, I'm not for me. So I don't know what to tell you about that. But yeah, definitely build your tribe. I hate that term, but build your tribe, test the audience, things like that before you start making all the content. That's probably the number one mistake I see people make. In fact, there's somebody that, I don't know if he's still on, but I asked him if he had any new services app, and he said he was waiting to get images made. I was like, get something up. Progress is better than perfect. You had good success with using videos for affiliate? A little bit. I think I would have done better if I actually got on camera and like reviewed a product. I think that would work better than like these little whiteboard videos and things like that. But I have had a little bit of success. But like product review videos work really well. Like I still get sales every day from my scope leads video and my SERPed video. And that's just affiliate. I mean, I'm doing it because I really think those are good tools, but those work well. But when I've done like whiteboard videos and stuff like that, they haven't worked as well. Do you think there is a market for website speed optimization on Legiit? Absolutely. There's 1 gig can't believe I just said gig. There's one service that does a great job of it. That was one of our featured services a while back. And yeah, there absolutely is. If you know what you're doing. We had a couple people that were selling that messed it up. So make sure you know what you're doing, but absolutely, because it's, to me, I'm never going to do that because it's intimidating as heck to me. So yeah, there's definitely a market for it. There's a couple on there. And if that's something you can offer, I think that there will be sales for it. Ready. Somebody just gave me an angry emoji and a tear emoji. Why do you hate me? All right, what else we got? Other than a nice link to superstarseo.com/trial, home of the best SEO course in the history of mankind. Jeff needs to come on an AMA. Yeah, we might do that at some point. It's not a bad idea. Jeff has literally nothing going on, so maybe we'll do that whenever we get around to it. Because, like I said, he's not a busy guy, so he's really old though, so the technology may be a little too scary for him. No, that's a good idea. I'm going to start having guests on again. I just haven't really reached out to anybody. I know Mandy's going to be on again in a week or two, and then we haven't had Jim in a while, so we'll get Jim on again, and maybe we'll see if Scott wants to get on again too. That one was really popular. He's probably pulling his hair out with all he's doing, right? And I will never do that because, come on. But yeah, no, he probably is. But yeah, I think that'll be fun. We'll get Jeff on one of these days. And we'll talk about the academy. This is during nap time. I was going to make a joke about at the home, but that might offend somebody. So I'll just do that. You laugh, but probably 3 to 5 days out of the week, I do take a nap in the middle of the day, and I am not the least bit ashamed of it. I get so much done afterwards. Like, I feel so refreshed. So I am not ashamed of it at all. I like taking naps, which is funny because in kindergarten, I always got in trouble during nap time for being one of the kids that wouldn't go to sleep. In fact, they used to give you a sucker if you went to sleep, and I never got a sucker the whole time. Jordan says 20-minute power nap every day. Yeah. I mean, mine are actually closer to an hour, but it really does. Like, I feel like a whole new man afterwards, and it's like having a whole second work day. So it's really helped my productivity. I know like a lot of corporate like Googles and stuff like that encourage stuff like that. And I always thought it was dumb, but it works for me. So YouTube, you've gone kind of quiet. You got any questions over there? No. That was my Dr. Evil voice. No. I need to watch those movies again. I won't, but I need to. You're right. We got about 5 more minutes. Google has a whole room of nap pods. Yeah, I saw that in that movie with, was it Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn? So I assumed it to be true. It was in a movie, so it must be true. If you don't know what movie I'm talking about, go check it out. It's very funny. Especially for those of us in SEO that get like an inside look at Google's culture. I can't remember the name of it, though. Nico, the above average guy Moreno says, Ron Spinabella, the internship, thank you. Ron Spinabella, you can make the chatbot as complicated or as simple as you want. One of my students built one that literally sells cars for a buy here, pay here lot, or you can just keep it very simple like broadcasting. Well, there you go, straight from the horse's mouth. Mine are pretty much broadcast because I just don't have the patience to build them out, but some of the diagrams I've seen in Nico's course are really elaborate. Ron says, thanks, Chris. Appreciate your time. Thank you. I appreciate your time. You know, you've given me as much time as I'm giving you, so I appreciate you deciding to spend some of it with me. That means a lot. Jeff and Jordan are telling me that Interns is the name. Well, one is saying internship, one is saying interns. Either way, great movie. If you're an SEO, I think you'll approve of it. Appreciate it because it literally takes place on the Google campus, most of it, and it shows a lot of their culture. I'm sure it's exaggerated because, you know, it's a comedy, but it really does show like a nice behind the scenes look at the way they work. The funniest part to me is that part where they're doing phone support, as if Google has any freaking phone support for stuff like Gmail. Anybody who's tried to get Google or Facebook on the phone knows that it's not nearly as good as what they showed in that video or in that movie. Now that we're like on the subject of it, the reason I found out about that movie is I had my very first SEO site was about ways to watch TV and movies and stuff when you didn't have cable. And it did a review of Redbox's streaming service that they used to have. They don't have it anymore. But that was the movie that you got like a movie for free or something. And that was the movie I got with that Redbox review, which for a long time ranked #1 for Redbox streaming review. Jeff says they used to a couple of years ago. They had a 1-800 number in the Gmail account. Oh, well, I did not know that. Way to ruin that for me. I don't know what it is with these big companies like that. Like Facebook support is just basically does not exist. Like I had an appointment with one of their ads guys and he just didn't show up. And like he's never responded to my, hey, you never showed up. So, and that was the closest I ever got to speaking to someone there. Matt says, I am syndicating blog posts through IFTTT, but my theme's default blog post title is a H4 tag. I've also noticed that WordPress default is an H2 and Tumblr is an H2. Should I add an H1 in the blog post and have two titles, one being an H4 and one an H1 in the post? This would mean that my WordPress and Tumblrs, etc., would also have two titles like that, one being an H2 and H1. I wouldn't. I think that you're overcomplicating it. I would just go with whatever you post on your site, let the other sites do it however they do it. I think you're going to cause more trouble than you're going to solve if you try to get that elaborate with it. And maybe Jeff can weigh in on that too, but I think that that's probably overkill. And not to mention the amount of time that would take. And I would think having the duplicate tags would not only be a bad thing for SEO, but I think it wouldn't look very good. So I would say probably not. I would probably just make your blog post, optimize it as best as you can, and let the properties pull it in however they pull it in. Because those are more just for the relevant links back to your site than for them to rank themselves. Jeff says that this is a KISS situation, meaning it's a 70s band that wear a lot of makeup and had the tongue. I mean, to keep it simple. So yeah, I agree. I think that I get what you're saying, but I would probably not do that. Right, we got about 3 or 4 more minutes before we need to wrap it up. Anybody got any last minute questions, comments, concerns? Doesn't have to be SEO or marketing, can be anything. Life, love, well, don't ask me about love, but life, I don't know, politics, not politics either. Anything but love and politics. And while we're waiting, what you should do is cruise over to superstarseo.com/trial to get local, national, state, e-commerce, affiliate, and tons of other SEO training that you won't get anywhere else. Alan says, what one suggestion do you have for maintaining the ranking of a video? Pick a good term that's going to get traffic in the first place. That's been helping a lot lately. If not, send it a few views here and there. Even if it just means asking somebody to, go check it out. I'm finding if it never gets any views, it doesn't stick in Google. Don't go crazy sending it, buying those packages with automated views. I'm sorry, my nose is itching for some reason, but sending it a little bit of views and traffic, I think, will help it stick a little better, because Google, it just makes sense. If Google sees that nobody's watching it, there's no reason to rank it. And I haven't figured out yet how the way Google's doing it now with the carousel or whatever is affecting it. So we'll see. But that would be my answer, is make sure that it still gets people watching it. Jordan says, I don't think proximity is as big a factor in other countries for GMB. I'll have to take your word for it. I don't really do any non-US SEO. Not that I'm opposed to it. It's never really come up. I did have a French affiliate site back in the day when SourceWave was teaching everybody to do foreign SEO. And it ranked pretty well. It only made a couple sales, though. It was for teeth whitening, which was blanchiment des dents or something like that. I've made so many sites over the years that just never went anywhere. Every once in a while, I have to go into my GoDaddy account and my Namecheap account and clear out a bunch of domains I don't want anymore. I can't imagine how many countless thousands of dollars I've spent on, oh, that's a great idea, let me go buy a domain for it, and it never went any further than that. I'm babbling now. It's 4:00 here on the East Coast. Do we have any last-minute questions? I will give it till 4:02, and then I'm going to tell you to subscribe to a bunch of things, and then we'll wrap it up. Jeff says, from what I'm seeing, if the niche is, and he's replying to Jordan here, if the niche is very competitive, it is pulling more on the location of your search, kind of like they are sharing the snack pack. All right. That's good to know, I suppose. Pretty good turnout. I'm really surprised how well the summer has done so far. I think we're actually doing better than we were in the spring. Maybe more people are just, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know. All right, going once. Now, if you didn't get your questions answered today, you can always ask in the group at superstarseo.com/Facebook. You can hit me up on Instagram at superstarseo. And you can check me out on YouTube at superstarseo.tv. I've been pretty consistent with 3 to 4 videos a week lately, so pretty happy about that. Although some of this is cheating, like stuff like this, right? It's not like, I mean, it is a video, but All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great week. I hope you've had a great week. I hope you have a great weekend. Like I said, check out Superstar SEO Academy for $1 for 14 days. Superstarseo.com/trial. You can check me out on Facebook at superstarseo.com/Facebook, on YouTube at superstarseo.tv, and on Instagram at superstarseo. Thanks for hanging out with me. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.